I'm Beth, and I'll be exploring how an app can revolutionise the way travellers find work in Australia. For context, Australia is desperately suffering from a post-pandemic skill shortage, with unemployment rates currently at 3.5%. Despite this, many travellers online are still struggling to find work. Current job search platforms don't seem to be satisfying the flexible working requirements of travellers. Applications are time-consuming, and jobs are largely geared towards long-term contracts. To tackle this, I developed a platform that helps travellers find flexible short-term working arrangements in Australia. Initially, I outlined my assumptions about my audience and presumed that the main difficulties are spending time on job applications, availability of work, and finding employment that supports their visa requirements. I adopted an agile approach to conduct research, conceptualise ideas, and design my final product. Each step required several iterations. To start my research sprint, I conducted 6 user interviews. I created a discussion guide to assess the validity of my original assumptions without insinuating a bias. The guide acted as a tool to highlight the main pain points along with some other valuable insights. I compiled the user responses into an affinity map to clearly define insights and accent user pain points and their desired improvements. The affinity map quickly validated my assumptions, with a large focus on application time, working rights, and availability of work. Interestingly, the affinity map revealed that users struggled with filtering when searching for work, and they also battled with unresponsive employers. It also emphasised the importance of locations when job searching. To conclude my findings, I updated my user persona to serve as a guide for future design criteria. From the initial interviews, Facebook presented as the primary job search platform. I created a user flow to identify why users are attracted to the platform in a job search capacity. I found that the potential reason for using Facebook would be chatting to employers and seeing red receipts when communicating to assess the employer's responsiveness. In addition to user competitor Facebook and Backpacker Jobs, several more such as Sven and Sup were found, who were more relevant targeting a similar audience and offering short-term work opportunities. I considered Airbnb as distantly related competitor due to the similarities in their business model. Facebook and Backpacker Job Board highlighted frustrations in the lack of personalised filters. For example, job searching on Facebook delivers an overwhelming variety of positions without any clear structure of filtering capabilities, whereas on Backpacker Job Board, the filters were remarkably rudimentary. Although users may resort to these platforms as they appreciate the speedy onboarding and application process is enough to forgive their poor filtering features. Sup and Sven revealed the importance of a speedy onboarding process. Sup requires 26 onboarding steps before the app can be used, avoiding any exceptional app features. Airbnb's business model provides quality inspiration as it hosts a speedy onboarding and application process with impeccable filtering abilities. It satisfies the aforementioned pain points, such as the ability to find properties in any locations using MapBlue, and is an effective planning and communication tool. To summarise, I developed a customer journey map considering Abby's experience as she progresses through the app. Her highs are evident on the initial app launch as curiosity sparks her interest. Hope in securing a shift further boosts morale. However, a tedious user flow eventually curbs her motivation. I then proceeded on to conceptualisation. Mobile proved to be the device of choice when travelling, hence Shiftly will be designed as a mobile application. Then, pertaining my key insights, I began to develop app features. An accelerated onboarding is essential. Seeing jobs before completing a profile setup inspires the users to continue with the application with the aim of that when a shorter onboarding is required, the user is convinced the app is valuable. Gamification would assist in encouraging the user to complete profile setup. An improved filter function is a priority. I developed a map view to highlight job hotspots and complemented it with a powerful filtering tool. Filters are categorized into high and low priorities, with high priority filters readily accessible and low priority filters providing a more customized searching experience. A perpetual rating system and badge system replaces CVs and cover letters, giving employers a holistic impression of shift applicants. Chat-based communications allow quick questions and rely on forced employer interactions and red receipts to encourage short response times. Considering the mentioned key insights, I created a comparative customer journey map to demonstrate the benefits of my improved app features. After conceptualizing the app features, I conducted a card sort to gain insight into the mental model of my users. The result defined the global navigation system and the filter categorization of my app. This process aided the evolution of my project, highlighting disparities between my mental model and my users. I then assessed how the user attempted to navigate through the new navigational system by completing a tree test. Whenever task results were ambiguous or returned too difficult to find, I inserted crosslinks to assist the user. A limitation of tree testing was that the drop-down of audiences were hidden, whereas the application they will be visible. The results yielded several key insights where I adjusted the information architecture to accommodate. I was then able to consider the storage capabilities and tech stack of the app. As a UX designer, I'll always consider the development capabilities before implementing unrealistic design expectations. I began to form the skeleton of a prototype through wireframes, adding interactivity with the intention of usability testing to ensure a realistic experience. I could then begin designing. I opted for orange as it connotates youthfulness, optimism, and freedom, yet it can be overpowering in excess. I therefore added several shades of blue to complement it and provide a sense of trust and professionalism. After concluding that Poppins was overused, I chose Plus Jakarta Sans because it is slightly less popular and recognisable, yet complements its own body copy well and has a variety of weights of contrast. I used a 12-column grid and an 8-pixel gutter and a 25-pixel margin to allow more flexibility with my designs. Post-colour scheme selection, I conducted an accessibility test to ensure that the contrast ratio was sufficient. I found my orange was too pale and therefore I failed the test. In response, I deepened the orange and brightened the blue to meet web content accessibility guidelines. Lastly, I paid careful attention to my organised user persona who loves filters, inspiring the planner route filter, which combines several date and geographical locations in a single route. This would then save significant time in job searching as the route can be saved and retrieved when required. While I wasn't able to conduct a usability test in time, I did outline the questions to complete post-hand-in. I plan to assess user satisfaction with the onboarding process of my design against the similar structure to my competitors through A/B testing. I then want to find out whether users are able to use these filters with ease and identify where improvements can be made, as filtering is a high priority. Lastly, as a nicety, I would like to identify how long it takes for users to complete an application process to see whether they can navigate it as quickly as intended. In summary, I learned valuable lessons while creating this high-fidelity prototype. I enjoyed witnessing the evolution of my designs as I delved deeper into the understanding of my users' mental models. I look forward to next module where I can see my team members' mental models and as they may pivot the project and therefore my design thinking too. This project was home to many insights and that presented a challenge in prioritizing them. As a result, time was wasted designing multiple features instead of testing each feature thoroughly. Due to time constraints, usability testing was limited, which posed risks as design decisions were not validated and pain points could have been missed. I would therefore prioritize time in the future, usability testing to validate design decisions, address pain points, and refine new features. I'm satisfied with the progress I've made in this module, although I plan to allocate 3 weeks to further develop key areas such as onboarding, filtering, and application processes. Usability testing will be conducted at the beginning of each week, followed by thorough analysis of designs to identify key areas for improvement. I plan to undertake a self-initiated module of 6 to 12 weeks to develop a similar process for business owners as the primary users of this app. I'm eager to explore this aspect and create a robust and user-friendly experience for both parties. Thank you.